Hey guys, so just making our video for our Sunday school lesson this week. We are on Unit 32, Session 4. So Unit 32, Session 4. I love this passage that we're going through this week. I love this topic. One, because I feel like I've benefited from some of the things that we're going to talk about as a student in student ministry before, and like when I was growing up in my home church, and then also just like being able to see this process work out. Has been pretty cool. So, but like I said, we're in Unit 32, Session 4, and our scripture is found in 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verses 8 through 14, and then chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. And 2 Timothy is awesome because Timothy's already such a bold and brave guy. His mentor in the faith, his father in the faith, if you will, Paul, is being in prison, not for being a criminal, but for doing the work of Christ. And his whole premise is don't be ashamed of me. Like Timothy, don't be ashamed of me, Paul, because I'm in prison. I'm doing this. I'm in here because of the work of Christ. So just a few things I want to talk about when it comes to church leadership and Christian leadership, and really what a true disciple does. So number one, Christian leaders are bold and unashamed. So it's the first thing I see in this passage, that Christian leaders are bold and unashamed. Let's break that down. One, they're bold in the sense that they don't back down when people push against what they believe. So Paul's a great example of this, right? I mean, just about the whole book of Acts, you can read where people disagree with him, and he reasons with them, and he talks with them and everything. And that's something to be said about us as far as like, hey, like, are we bold in our faith? Are we willing to still stand up for what's right, even when we're not in a context in which other people believe what we believe? So they're bold and they're also unashamed, right? Paul talks about this a lot in the book of Romans, about him being unashamed of the gospel. The word of the cross is folly to those that are perishing. He writes that verse in I believe 1 Corinthians, but for us, it's the power of God. So yeah, Paul was made fun of. Paul was mocked. Paul was, persecuted, but he remained unashamed. And may that be the same for us. If we're bold, that we would be bold and unashamed of the gospel. Second thing, Christian leaders preserve truth. Christian leaders preserve truth. We see this towards the end of that passage in chapter 1, where we've been tasked with this sacred truth of the gospel. And we have to understand that as believers, as followers of Christ, part of our job in teaching the word of Christ is preserving that truth, right? That's why there's so much warning against false teachers and false doctrine, and just teaching things that people want to hear rather than what the whole counsel of God includes in the Holy Scriptures. And so we have this great task that I believe we need to take very seriously, of preserving the truth of the gospel, right? I mean, it's been preserved for 2,000 years. However, we've seen in history in parts of the world that it only takes one generation that drops the ball, and corruption slides in, and it takes a long time to recover. Sometimes some parts of the world have never recovered, from heresy that leaked into the church. And so so that's something we have to take very seriously. And as Sunday school teachers, like, I know you guys are awesome, but that's something that I'm sure you think about too. Like, you want to know what you're talking about. You want to know the truth of the word, so that not only can you benefit from it, but those that you're teaching can benefit from it as well. And then last thing I'd say, and I think this is one of the coolest things, is Christian leaders raise up other leaders. Christian leaders raise up other leaders. And that's the whole heart of 2 Timothy 2:2. He says, that which you've heard, entrust. I can't remember the verse now, but that's that you've learned, entrust these things to faithful men who will teach others also. This whole process of okay, you've heard the gospel, you know how to teach, what it takes to be a minister of the gospel. Now take that to other people and raise them up as well. And I think we've been able to see this a lot in our context, in our ministry context at First Baptist, where I feel like we have a great culture of raising up other leaders, and you guys take a part in that, and that's really cool. So yeah, but I would really dig into this, challenge your students on this, especially those that possess this leadership ability. just challenge them on it. You know, are you being bold and unashamed? Are you preserving truth, and are you raising up others? You know, so just something to think about for this week. Thank you guys for your faithfulness. Can't wait to see you this Sunday. Bye, guys.